So when you're done with the exam, you want to review, check your report, and export that to the DICOM server or USB or whatnot. So first, let's take a look at our images. We have all of our thumbnails down here. If I click that trackball key, I can scroll up and see all of my thumbnails down there. I can click Set to view those images, and it'll replay my loops. If I want to see them all at once, I can click on this review key here, and I get all of them up there. And I can click on them, and I can click Analyze to go to full page. I can go down here. I've got Change Page, which will show me any images on a separate page. I can select all, go to a different page. I'm going to unselect that. Analyze, so if I want to take a look and look at multiple at the same time. Save, we'll save that to the hard drive for permanent archive. Speed and frame is for the loops. You click More and you can see different ways of viewing all this. These are all the images I took during this training, and here I can click Image List, and it gives you kind of a different way of looking at it here. So I can just click on that and make it appear, and it's more like the original screen where I can actually maybe make some adjustments to that image as well. Like there's some post-processing things I could do by changing speckle reduction and all of that. Go ahead and click Review again, and I'm back on that page. I'm going to go ahead to More, to where I was before. I can go to an exam list, and this is that same patient in multiple exams, and I can review images there. Start a new exam, end the exam, click More, delete the exam, Excel export for all of that data. Go ahead and click Review again, and freeze just stops because all those loops were playing, so if it was getting on my nerves, I can go ahead and do that. I can select one. I can also delete that image if I would like. And so if you've got all the images on there that you want, you can go ahead and click Review again and get out of that review page. And now this did take me right back to my examination list, and I can, here I want to show you, I can get back to that patient information and maybe edit it, search for a new one, go back to that image list. So click Review, and I'm going to go ahead and click 2D to go back to the 2D imaging screen. I showed you before the worksheet, and this shows any of the measurements I took during that, and now I can undo that. Here I want to click on the report, and this has my images, and on some reports you can choose, well first let me see, you can print it, you can store it to your hard drive, you can retrieve a previous exam, you can change your template. Down here I took a trackball, click on template, and since this says it says vascular carotid report, I want to let's say I just want to change that to upper extremity arterial template. I can do that, and now it gives me vascular report, upper extremity arterial. So it has all these markings on there for when you want to print it, it can show you where it is. And on some, you'll actually have what's called a container where you can choose images, double click on it, and it will add to the report. This particular template does not, and some machines don't actually do that. Later versions allow you to just double click or drag and drop these over onto one of the reports. Click More. You can also insert text into the report, and you can type it in here under normal echo. And then click that again to get rid of it. You can save it as a different report, and I'm going to go back to More again. And so that was choosing a different template. Cancel. I'm going to go to More here, and I can go to a template designer as well, where you can add or remove features to this upper extremity arterial and change the design of that. And again, that's way further than we would go in the training. I'm just showing you the different features that are available. So I'm going to go ahead and click Report again to get out of that. So we did have a report, and we took a look at all that. Now let's look at how to export patients. Exporting images on the Vivid Eye to a DICOM server or some sort of network interface is extremely frustrating the first time and totally baffling. So hopefully this will get you through it. First thing you want to do is go ahead and go to your patient's list. I click the patient, I'm going to select patient's list and click Set. Now I don't have to select anything here. What I want to do now is go to this export screen. I can use the trackball and the Set key, or simply click down here for the export. So it says export local archive to the DICOM server I'd set up. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. But before that I do that, I want to hit cancel. What makes this so difficult is that you think that if you click here and highlight one, you're going to go ahead and click export, and then I chose local archive guild icon and click OK, and nothing happens. It says my spooler, the status is ready, job 0. And we're just waiting there, and nothing is going on. It's totally confusing, because what you still have to do is that is now selected. You want to make sure that that's selected, and then click copy. Now, that is copying it over to the DICOM server, and it says details in the status field. Job sending to OK. That's great. And if we want to make sure, we do this Alt, hold down the Alt key and hold the S key, and we have our DICOM spooler. And it tells me that everything's sent over to my DICOM server just fine. Most people have a lot of trouble here. It sent 2 jobs. One is a storage, one is a structured report, because I asked it to send a structured report along with the system. So now I can just go back to the patient list, and I can export more from there. Or I can just exit and go back to the 2D screen. Now, for some of you out there, you may have the ability to export to a memory stick, and that would be followed by the same general idea as before, going to the patient list. You're going to select your patient, click export. See, I still select patient no matter what. And you would have DICOM memstick or something like that in here. It will only export into that DICOM format. Every version does it a little differently. If you have one that will export to a PC format and that's what you need, that's great. But generally, anything with this system, you're going to want to export to the DICOM format to a server, or you can connect a CD, DVD. But the best thing to do with this system is just connect it directly to the DICOM server. And that concludes our training on the GE Vivid Eye portable cardiovascular ultrasound machine. Thank you for watching.